Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. If you're done with painting hearts, let's get ready for the spring. In this video, I'm going to show you these simple and easy, beautiful tulips for beginners. And I'm using a 300 GSM paper, one 7 number round brush, and this beautiful coral color. You can use any color of your choice. I'm making sure that I use very watery consistency for the first layer. So the tulip shape is really simple. All you need is to make two C-shaped curves and join them at the bottom. So it makes a U shape. And after that, you can add just teeny tiny lines on the sides to add some more petal kind of shapes. So this is a very loose base for our tulips, and make sure that you are still using watery consistency because we are going to add more color to it. And I'm using the same strokes, and make sure when you make the petals, start with the thinner side and then press your brush on the paper to get a thicker petal. So as you can see in this one, I'm just showing 3 petals and I just added some few dots on the top to depict the other petals which are on the back side. And moving on to the third one, so I'm only going to make 3 on this one. So I'm using those simple strokes like a C shape, but actually forming a U curve. And you can make them rounder, you can make them longer. It's completely your wish. And once these are all wet, I'm going to add a darker shade of pigment, the same shade, and I'm going to drop on the corners of this tulip which is already wet. So it's going to blend very beautifully seamlessly with the lighter tone. So dropping the darker pigment, you can actually play around wherever you find the perfect spot to add the contrast. You can drop just the way you want. So I'm actually just putting it on random places, not a particular, following a particular pattern. So just make yourself loose. We are actually painting loose tulips. And the final one is I like to add these curvy borders on the sides of these petals. So it actually makes the tulips look realistic even when we are painting them very, very loose. So as you can see, I'm just dragging the edges of this tulip in some curvy line, which is actually looking very natural. Once we are done with the tulips, it's now time to add the stems, for which I'm using a very beautiful olive green mixed with a little bit of black. This is my perfect type of green. And the stems for tulips is actually thicker, so don't worry if you are struggling to make thin lines, because for this one you need to make thicker stems. While these stems are still wet, I'm just going to drop in the same green shade at some of the random places, and just giving some contrast and highlights. So tulips has long leaves. Using the bottom of the brush, pressing it on the paper and extending it upwards, as you can see here. So I'm actually pressing the brush where I want it to be broader and lifting the brush as I make the curve. And you can add as many leaves as you can, or as many leaves as you want, and wherever you want. Once I'm happy with the placement of the leaves, I'm going to add a darker, even darker shade of the green, and going to add on either of the side of the leaves to give a darker contrast like we had on the stems. And after that, I will be using a very damp brush to just soften the edges of the light and the dark lines that we see on the leaves. Onto the final part, I'm using a very thin brush and I'm going to add very thin lines like veins on the petals. As you can see, I'm just making some strokey lines, very thin, so that it represents all the wrinkles on the petals. This part actually is optional, but I like to do it because it instantly lifts the look of the flower all at once, and it's so easy and relaxing to do. And here we are with the simplest and the easiest tulips that anyone can paint. These are so beautiful, delicate and loose tulips. I hope you all enjoyed this one, and if you did, then please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. That means a lot to me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.